Everyone, I'm Hilary Chin, and thank you all so much for coming and watching this YouTube channel. Today, I want to show you how to manage the repeated question in Kobotoolbox. This is a rare kind of question that you hardly find on the social media. Of course, I'll be designing this kind of question using the Kobotoolbox. I'll walk you through, get into Excel, and then we dive into Power BI. But of course, we are not going to go deeply into any kind of visualization or analysis, but I just want to show you how this kind of question can be designed and how it can be managed, right from cleaning and also right from analysis. It's very important to master this kind of question. Let's jump in. Let me show you how this works.
Yes, so right here, we are going to start with the first question that says, how many are you in family, right? We want to know how many are they in their families, and then we will need to be getting the numbers here. And then here now, we want to find out the location. These are just sample location, and this location could be anywhere, but we are going to be using A, and then we use B. Perfect. We'll just name this one, name this two, and then we save. Now these are the two questions that are out of that group. Now we want to create the group. The group here would comprise the information of each member of the family. We might need the name of that person, which is the name, and then it should be text. The next one is we might need the age, which should be number. The next one we might the level of education, okay, because of education. Now it could be different options or different questions. Okay, these are just, we are using this for example, right? Bachelor's, and then here we have masters. Okay, we'll double click one, we double click two, and then we save. Now we have this question here. These are the three questions, exemplary questions, that we are going to be asking each member of that family. So we are going to group this, right? We'll group the name, group the age, and then group the level of education. Once we select all this small icon here comes on, and then we click it, and then it says group. We will say family information. Okay, this is just an example. You can give different names depending on your questionnaire context. Now here, we are going to now make this particular group repeat, you see. So this option says repeat this if necessary. We are going to click, select that option, and then we save this form. So now this particular option is going to be repeating. So if we preview this form, and then you would see that there is option for repetition, you see. So this small cross indicates repetition. So for instance, if I come here, I put the name, and then if I come here, I put the name, then perhaps I choose the location. Or sorry, if I come here and I give the number of family, say there are two in the family, and then I choose location A, and then I come here now, and then I give the first name of the first family member. I give their age as 12, and then I say their bachelor's, the level of their education, whether it's bachelor's or master's, right? And then I can click this plus button, and I give the next person's information, since I said there are two of them, right? And I say this one is 13, and then I do it. I just keep doing like that until I match up the number that I have indicated that they are in the family, right? Because I said two. So I want us to populate this with data, and then we come back and see how this looks in our Excel sheet. Okay, so right here, we have deployed our form. We are going to open this on another browser, and then we just fill out these questions. So I'm going to put how many in the family. I'll start by putting 3, location A, and then the first name is Hila, the age is 12, and then is bachelor's, right? And then the second person is Silo, and then the age here is 13, and then is master's, right? And then I'm going to add another question. Since we said 3, the other person is Gula. These are just sample names, okay? Bachelor. So I'll go back and check. So here you see that the 3 members in the family, their information are appearing here. This information is appearing because we want to capture all their information within this particular submission. Now I'm going to click submit. We have submitted the first, right? The second is family of 4, and then we have them in location B. And then here, the first person in that family is called Alo. The age is 30, and then is masters. The second person in that family is called Tolo, and then the age is 18, and then is bachelors. Okay. The third person in that family is called Golap, sorry, and then the age is 25, sorry, the age is 25, and then is bachelors, right? And then here, the last person, which is the food, is called Dolasd, and then the age is 32, and then the person is doing masters. Now I can submit because I have put all the 4 persons that have indicated that they are in this family, all their information. Now I'm going to click submit. Now, as I click submit, I'll go, it says 10 was successfully submitted. I'll now go to my main Kobotoolbox system, and then I go to data, and then I check the submission there, and then I refresh again. Always learn to try to refresh. Once I refresh, this is going to come on, and then we are going to bring this into our Excel sheet. It's very easy. All I need to do is come to download, and when I come here, I need to check this option to make sure that every question is selected. So I'll come here, take the family information, take this, take this. It shows that this family information is the group. Each of these questions are inside this group, okay? And then how many are there in the family? I'll also select that to make sure that all of them are downloaded. I'll cancel this first download. I'll cancel this first one, remove it. And then I launch a new download, which is export, okay? And once I launch that, it comes on, and then I remove. Let's dive in now into Excel to see how this looks inside Excel.
So right now we are going to dive into our Excel because I want you to see how this looks inside Excel. And we are going to go really detailedly to show you what some of the codes and also what some of the relationship means. And this is what makes it even more exciting. Let's continue.
Okay, so right here, you see that this Excel sheet has been launched, and we have 2 sheets, or Excel workbook has been launched. We have 2 sheets. We have a sheet that is named OK, and another sheet that is named Group. So the individual questions that you were answering, or that we were answering, which comprises of how many are in the family and the location, appears in this sheet. And an ID is given to each of these questions, okay, to link them to each of these groups. What do I mean? If you look at the other sheet that says group and a code that you see there, it comprises of the questions that were in that group, giving all details of each member of that family. So if I come now to this particular sheet, I have to find what they call in the ID. Okay, submission ID is very important. So I'm looking for the submission ID. So this is the submission ID. Always know that it will give you the submission ID. This submission ID has a greater relationship between this and this other ID here. You see? So this family that has 3 persons in their home has been given this ID, which is 766221959, relating to these 3 people in the family that we see here. You see, these are the 3 persons in that family. I want to create some borders, so you see, perfect. So you see that that ID indicates that this family of 3 is related to these 3 persons, okay? And the second thing we saw here is that the second family has 4 persons. So the ID that was given to them is 677222046. This comes by default by Kobotoolbox. This is to allow you create relationship and connect and know where these particular people are coming from. So if I look at this ID number, I can understand that they are coming from this family of 4. So this is very important even for your analysis. Okay? So you give me some time. Let me clean the all other parts of this data. I'll just be left with this ID, location, the important information, and I'll do the same here. And then we'll bring this into Power BI and see how it works.
Lastly, after doing what we have done into Excel, let's see how this looks like into Power BI. And now we are going to be merging. Okay, and there's a difference between merging and creating and appending. Okay, so please get this difference very clearly. And if you have not watched our other videos about how to append data, please go below and click that link at the comment section to watch that video. Let's go on and let's see how it looks into Power BI, and then we conclude.
Okay, so right here, we are bringing in our Excel. Now we have these two sheets. This is the first group sheet. I want us to preview it here. We have the second sheet, which is okay. It's named okay. So we have this here. I want us to go to transform and load. We will transform it now in Power Query, and I want us to create a relationship. So right here, we'll just do some very quick cleaning up. We'll delete these two columns. They are not useful. Come again here. These other two columns are not useful. Perfect. So here you see that this first table here, we can call it data one, okay, just for the purpose of this for this video. We can call this other one data two. Perfect. And then here you see that around the data one, it hosts the questions or the responses that are coming from the groups you see here now, and the data two has the responses that are coming from the single questions. Always take note of that. And each single question here has an ID number that indicates into the group which individuals relates to that ID number. So if you look at these first three as we saw in our Excel, you see that these three persons relates to that ID number. So what we want to do now is we want to connect these two tables. We want to make them to be one. Okay. Now, if we had to do this manually, it means that I'll come here. Okay, I'll come here, copy this household family and this location and this ID, and I'll need to come here and create like two other columns, and I'll be entering that manually. So I'll do it 4 times, no, 3 times for the first family. For instance, I'll come here and I get this household family 3, location A, and then ID this. So I'll come here, household family and location. I'll come here to this group, and I'll need to bring another column that says give the number of household family and the number of and the location, sorry, and I'll need to enter that the number of times, so it relates to these three persons that are related to that household and also to that location. I'll also need to come again manually and do the same. Take this household of 4 and I come to this location B, and then I go to this other data and I add it here 4 times. Just imagine that we're collecting about thousands of data, how that would be very, very stressful. What I'm going to do now, which is going to be very simple, is I'll choose this particular table because I want to bring this table in, and then I'll come up here, it says merge. So I'll create my merge as new. So I want it to come as new. And here, I want to merge both tables. So this is data 2. This is the second table. This is the first table. And I want to merge using this common ID. Okay. Why am I merging? Because there's a relationship between this ID and this ID. So this ID 766 is going to pick all the 766 and relate these two items around those elements. This other ID will come and pick this other ID here and relate this location, this household of 4 and location B around that, and then creating different columns. This is very, very important. I want you to take note of this. Perfect. So after we have done this, you see that it says left outer all from first matching from second. So it tells us that the relationship is okay. The selection matches 7 of 7 rows from the first table. And then we are going to click OK. Now, the moment we click OK, it gives us a new table here. Now, this new table is not complete. It tells us that, yes, there's a new table that we brought in. So which columns do we want to select? So it adds to this particular table, which is the data 1, because we are bringing this data 2 to add to this data 1, right? And we have merged these two already, and it has already given us this third table, which we have used our merge. So right here now, this is a table that has been brought in, but remember that this table is in with the connections. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is already there with the connection. So all we have to do here, there's a small sign here. I'm going to select that sign, and then I'm going to say that these are the specific items that I want to add. Where are we getting these items from? Let me show you. These items are coming from this particular table 2, which is household, family, locations, and the ID, right? But I will not need the ID because I've already created my relationship. So all I'm going to do, I'll click there, and then I say I don't need this ID because I've already created that relationship, and then I'll click OK. You see that now we have all our data in one. Okay, so what we were supposed to do manually, we've been able to just create merge, and then we have this data here like no man's business. So we have it all here now. We have this two table has been merged. Now I'm going to go here and I click close and apply. So I want to close and apply, brings it into Power BI, and let's see what we can do within the Power BI space and how it can look like when it comes to visuals. Please, we are not going to go detailedly to visualize any data here like detailedly, but we are just going to show you basically how this can look if you have to put it into Power BI and start working on it. If you have not watched our other videos on Power BI, please do well to click below and watch that video. So now I'll choose the last table because this is a table that is useful to me. Okay, so I just want to find out here how many in the families. So I'll just click that. Right, I want to know how many are in the family. I'll just click that, and then I want to know, I want to just bring a visual here. Let's see, and then I'll still take this how many are in the family. I bring it to our x-axis, and then we see now. So it tells me that the family of 4, this is the count of the family of 4. Now I can still come here and I just try to just click education levels, and I click. The moment I click that, it's telling me that in the family of 3, which we are seeing here, we have this percentage that are doing masters, this percentage that are doing bachelors. So I can come here and I put my data labels on so we see how that looks. Please, this is not really data visualization. I'm just showing you how this can look. So here now you see that we have our data here clearly indicating how we can visualize this. So it says in the family of 4 we have 2 bachelors and 2 masters. In the family of 3 we have 2 bachelors and we have just 1 person doing masters. Now we can still come here and we click location. Once we click locations and we bring out level of education. Okay, I want us to remove this fully. Let's go back to location and we see if I click my location here and I click my visual again. So you just have to keep testing, right? And then I bring this my location under my x-axis. Remember that when you are dealing with the cluster column chart and a bar chart, it always talks about x and y axis. So these are the locations that we have, location B and A. So if I come here and I say I click how many live in the family, so it's telling me that those from the family of 3, as we see here, they are coming, these are the people that are coming from location B, and those from the family of 4, these are the people that are coming from location. Let's put our data labels on. You see, so it tells me that there are 3 persons that are coming from location A, and there are 4 persons that are coming from location B. So these are just how you can come up with different strategies and different ways to visualize your data so far as this is concerned. Thank you very much, and over.
Thank you all so much and hope this was helpful, and please do well to subscribe and share, and see you in another video. Stay blessed.